I'm Cristy Cunningham, principal with the University of Texas University Charter School System. We have served a very unique, diverse populations. We're with the University of Texas under the Diversity and Community Engagement Division with the University of Texas. We're an open enrollment charter school. Been in operation for, I guess, now 22 years, I think. We have about 25 different campuses. The unique settings that we serve is residential hospitals, residential homes, sober living houses, pregnancy, maternity homes, and I guess as far as years of education, I started in 1992, so 13 years as a math teacher, about 5 years as a math specialist, and now I'm going on 6 years as an administrator. Basically, we work with Clearfork as far as knowing that the students here are in a therapeutic setting, working on basically their health. And so our school is to provide services, educational services, keeping all the boys on track for graduation. And so we kind of work in a unique program, making sure that the therapeutic side, we know that's very important, but we also know the educational side is important. And working with Clearfork to figure out how we're going to, I guess, see the boys as a whole, and making sure that they're successful. And the boys come with, I guess, lost credits. And so our goal is to provide a program where they can actually do credit recovery if needed. But basically, staying on track for graduation, that's our goal here,
Yeah.
as far as the educational side. We're accredited educational system. What that means is basically Texas Education C, all of our credits transfer into any other educational institutions. Some of the boys actually come from outside of Texas. So what we do with a student that actually is going back to another state and returning to another state, we will do some research as far as their credits needing as far as graduation. So, like, I just recently this week, I've looked at Kansas, Missouri, Hawaii, and trying to match up credits so they could either graduate here with us,
Yeah.
or they can continue on in any of their accredited schools to graduate. Right now, we're kind of in a situation with COVID, and where all educational systems within the state of Texas are offering kind of a remote learning. So we are able to continue as far as educational services with students within the state of Texas.
Good.
That being said, that's primarily due to we are federally funded, or we are state funded through
Yeah.
through Texas.
That's one of the questions that I would get from a lot of families is what
Right.
next. And
Right.
so, what we really try hard to do is get that kiddo back to the best educational environment possible, whether that's another charter school or a private school, or the brick and mortar school in the middle of their city. And so you guys have worked excellently by getting those kiddos back into those educational environments. And so
And we will communicate with their receiving campus counselors
right.
to get them set up. But currently, yes, we have about 8 students that are remote, that are no longer at Clearfork, but are working with us remotely.
That's awesome.
A typical day right now is we have kind of divided the day up with pretty much a half day of therapeutic and a half day of academics. So, what that looks like is 4 hours of educational services. As far as those 4 hours, they're divided up pretty much by four different content areas. So we're primarily focused on the four core content areas, which is your math, science, social studies, and English. However, we work with students as far as obtaining, their elective credits or their language credits. So typically, boys come to school at 8 o'clock, and then somewhere around 12:15, based upon a regular bell, 4 hour bell system, they would be dismissed.
Awesome.
Now we have two teachers, one educational aide, and currently the students stay in 2 hours with one teacher and then rotate and go into another classroom for 2 hours.
Awesome.
Curriculum wise, it's a combination of direct instruction with core content such as math and science. And then we do offer a computer-based instruction learning, and that's to cover all of the different core content areas, elective content areas, language areas that the boys need.
Mm.
Families call and contact me all the time. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the student's transcript. I mean, that's the very beginning of how we set the boys up. We're going to look at their graduation plan and look at their transcript, see what coursework they're in, and then make sure that we maintain the courses that they're currently in so they're not going to lose any credits. And so they're maintaining and moving forward and making progress. I would state, we have pretty much our ratio as far as the students to the teacher is almost like a 1 to 10 or 1 to 12.
That's great.
Our teachers are able to individualize as far as their curriculum and just work with them, knowing that there are other things going on in the boys' lives at this point in time. I opened my phone up, my cell phone, my personal cell phone, so if they had any questions, to please call me. I get calls at different hours, different days of the week. Um, I think the biggest fear right is whether the boys will continue on for their graduation,
Yeah.
and so that's what we're trying to reassure that we're a program and we're accredited, and we will do all we can do to make sure they maintain
Yeah, definitely. We have 7 core values at Clearfork. We call them hustle and fun, honor, unity, sacrifice, transparency, legacy, excellence, and fun. Which one do you enjoy the most at Clearfork?
Me personally, I love to have fun.
Good.
But excellence, but also honoring with the honesty. I am transparent, and I believe in that. But I do love to have fun. And my goal with our teachers is to begin to incorporate more hands-on activities within the math and the science. I think right now, with the kind of the garden project that you are looking at, we're looking at horticulture and trying to incorporate that in, and hopefully we can have some fun with it
Definitely. Definitely.
and bring that in. But honesty and honor is, I live by that principle.
Yeah.
So when I'm working with students and when I'm working with parents, I'm going to be as honest, not honest as I can. I will be honest.
Yeah. Good. Well, Cristy, it's been such a pleasure to work with you the last couple of years. Thank you so much for your dedication to the education process and the excellence that you provide. Clearfork definitely would not be the same without you and without your team. So thank you so much for
We love your partnership, and we hope we can grow further.
absolutely.